Ow! Ow! God damn it. Hello everybody and welcome to today's mod spotlight on the Talismans 2 mod. So what the Talismans 2 adds is a bunch of talismans to Minecraft. These talismans have different effects on the user and are pretty cool. Currently they can only be found in dungeon chests, but I think that might be changed in the future. I'm not sure at the moment. So we're going to start from the basics, and then we're going to get through to some blood-infused ones, which require the blood magic mod. So we will get to those a little later. But we're going to start off with the original talisman. So the first talisman you'll see is the blank talisman. Now, as I said, these can't be made, but they can be made into these blood talismans later on if you can find them in chests. Now, the blank talisman is pretty boring. It doesn't do anything, and yeah. So we're actually going to move on to the flame talisman first, which if you equip this, you will be required to use bubbles first of all. So if we go ahead and press B, and then we can equip this, it will then give us fire resistance 2. So that is pretty cool. We can go dive in some lava and have some fun party times in the lava with this talisman. Now remember that each talisman has to go into this slot here, which unfortunately you can't wear more than one talisman at once. Next we have the water talisman. What the water talisman does, if we equip this, if I actually remember how to, that would be helpful. Yeah. This allows the user to have water breathing 2 for an unlimited amount of time. So if we go dive in a area here, we will be able to breathe underwater. If we go back into survival mode, no, here we go. Okay, so you'll see that our respiration bar is not going down, and we can breathe underwater for as long as we want. So that is pretty cool. So the next talisman you're going to see is the light talisman. The light talisman gives you night vision. So if we turn it to nighttime and we keep it at nighttime, and of course we turn off our shaders, because shaders don't really like this mod very much, obviously, with night vision. But yeah, you can basically see in the nighttime, so we can see all around and we have night vision, so that is awesome. The next talisman we're going to move on to is going to be the movement talisman. What this does, it allows jump boost 2 and speed 2, so easier movement for the player. So we have an extra block that we can jump up, and we can run a lot faster than we would normally. Unfortunately, we can't jump blocks, so that is slightly annoying, but this combined with a few other blocks, then this could be a pretty handy thing. I mean, blocks or other, like, things from different mods. Speedy, speedy, speedy! Jumpy, jumpy, jumpy! Doing, doing! Hey! I've been running all night, jeez. This is just so much fun and I have so much energy. Yee! So the next talisman we're going to move on to is going to be the mining talisman. This gives haste 4, so you can imagine how fast your pickaxes are going to fly with this one. So if we look up at a pickaxes, then we can get ourselves a diamond pickaxe. We can go back into survival mode, and we can literally dig this for hell. Holy crap, this is going like a dozen. And this is only on dirt. Look at that stone fly. Holy hell, this is actually a lot faster than I anticipated. So yeah, you get the drift on how this pickaxe works. So very quick and awesome with the haste 4. The next talisman we're going to move on to is going to be the invisible talisman. This gives invisibility 2, which means that the player will now be fully invisible. Awesome! Hi there, I'm Mr. Pickaxe. How are you? Would you like to swing? Oh, sorry, I don't swing that way. Ha 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 ha. And of course, the last talisman that actually works, because currently the crafting talisman does not work, but it is still being implemented. The next talisman is the witherless talisman. So the witherless talisman will stop us from withering away if we get hit by a wither or a wither skeleton. Now we're going to move on to the rings, which are, well, I'm not going to go too much into these. These are more the Funcrafty type things. If you got Funcraft installed, then you should, I believe, be able to get them through that way. I'm not entirely sure, but that is the rings. They basically have the same effects, but they are in ring form instead. Now we're going to move on to the blood talismans, which you will see are slightly more redder than the normal talismans. Now, to get yourself a blank talisman, you're going to need a level 1 with 4,000 life points and stick that into one of the blood altars. Of course, we're not actually going with that because, I mean, we've already got all of the talismans here. So, we've got the Blood Flame Talisman, which is required a level 2 altar, so a tier 2 altar with 14,000 life points or blood, so that is high amount, but I mean upgrading this is going to be a thing. So these require, I believe it's 15 life points per tick, so pretty pricey, so make sure you've got a backup of those once you have these made. So as you will see there, that is making up into the Flamey Flame or whatever. And that used up all of our blood already, so as you can see, it uses a massive amount. So unfortunately, the blood talismans currently don't work in the mod, which is quite a big shame. We can't equip them at the moment, but remember, this mod is still being worked on, so don't be too mad. Don't be too mad. But what the blood talismans are meant to do, they're meant to give you extra buffs to what the original talismans actually do give you, so that is pretty cool. But if you find these in a chest, I can imagine people being really happy. I mean, some of them are quite overpowered, I believe, but if you use them in your normal world and or in a Let's Play world or whatever, then I can imagine you being really happy and having some cool fun with these talismans. As I said, with the fire one, you can basically live under lava. With the water one, you can live underwater and stuff like that. So that would be really cool to do. I mean, you'd be able to build a rapture and stuff if you just had this mod installed, and awesomeness and crap. This mod does add a bit of cross-mod compatibility with some Funcraft and with some of the blood magic, although currently not implemented. As I say, this is still being worked on mod, so I will probably do an update video in the future if it is ever finished and stuff, so that would be cool. And I must say, go check it out. These are only lootable at the moment in dungeon chests, but what they are really cool. And I have messed around with this and it has helped me out a lot. So go check it out, guys. I will put a link in the description. But until next time, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, if you did, then hit that like button down below and subscribe if you're new to the channel, because that would be awesome. But until next time then, guys, I have been Pokepeel, and this has been the Talismans 2 mod for Minecraft 1.7.10, and I will see you guys next time.